Is not eating enough carbs or eating the wrong carbs getting in the way of better pumps, better performance, more muscle building? Oftentimes, this is the case, but all carbs are the same. We're going to talk about the 8 best carbs for bodybuilding. Let's list them.
The king of carbs.
Let's do it. I'm going to see how much of these line up with my diet.
They all do. I know they do. I know they do.
All right.
I know what you eat. There's this like thing that still goes around in the fitness media, whatever space, that carbs, and there's some truth to it, right? Carbs are not essential. So you can go the rest of your life without eating a single carbohydrate, and you'll probably be okay. Some people might get some hormone issues, but you'll probably be fine. It's like fats or proteins. You have to eat those. However, it's not ideal for most people. Like building muscle without good carbohydrates is much more difficult.
Brutal.
It's much more difficult.
Yeah.
The workouts are definitely not as enjoyable.
I don't even know if that's the case I make as much as I make like, what a miserable life.
That's also true.
That's what I mean. It's like,
I mean, that was why it was really easy for me to be like,
bummer.
I don't know if I would ever get rid of these completely. There's too many foods that are enjoyable, and what you do to yourself by eliminating them in the diet consistently is you make yourself so sensitive to it that you get such an adverse effect when you reintroduce it. Like if you have something that's not ideal, and you're also super sensitive because you never have them. It's just like then the negative effects that you could get from it are like compounding. So it's like I'd much rather have my body used to taking in 200 to 400 grams, and then what they consist of gets to change periodically.
It's funny you say that, because going no carb and never having carbs for too long actually makes insulin sensitivity worse. In fact, the biggest no carb advocates, Dr. McCullough, for example, now advocates for some carbohydrates once a week to offset this, for exactly what you said.
Yeah,
because it actually makes a difference. The case I'm making is, and there's a variance on what's a good amount of carbohydrates for you for what I'm about to say, but I go ketogenic often, but I don't do it because it gives me the best like bodybuilding results. I do it because I'm sharper, and I do it when I'm on a lot of podcasts. But I definitely feel that I suffer in my workouts. The pumps suck. No carb pumps versus carb pumps is like two different. It's completely different. Yeah. I'm not as strong. The data on this is clear. I hate it when people argue this. Yes, low steady state endurance, you could do that fine in a ketogenic way. But when you're looking for speed, power, strength, carbohydrates, this is very well documented, make a difference. And then your point, Adam, like, okay, carbohydrates can be delicious. They can be great ways to enjoy what you're eating. And if you just don't enjoy what you're doing when it comes to your food for a long time or for too long, that's probably a path to unsustainability. Probably.
Never getting a chance to have popcorn at the movie with my son or the birthday cake that I had 2 days ago. It's like, I don't know. This doesn't sound like a...
You have like a steak with a candle in it?
Yeah. It's like,
happy birthday. Gross.
No thanks.
Bad dad.
No thanks.
All right, so we listed these, and what we're going to do is go through them and talk about the best ways to use them and why they're on this list. Now, at the top of the list is white rice. By the way, there's a reason why it's not brown rice. Back in the day, they would say brown rice is better because it's got a little bit more fiber. First off, it's not that much more fiber, but it's actually not as healthy for you. Brown rice doesn't digest as easily, and brown rice also contains what are known as anti-nutrients. It actually reduces the absorption of certain nutrients, so that whole brown rice is healthier advice is actually a massive myth.
I feel like that died out. Yeah.
For the most part it has. But every once in a while I catch somebody and I'm like, what are you eating brown rice for? Not to mention it tastes like crap.
It tastes like crap, and it's not healthier. It's actually slightly less healthy.
That's what I mean. It's like, because most people that make that choice, they make it because they think they're making the healthier choice. Yeah. And then once they find out it's not the healthier choice, like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Now, why is white rice at the top? In our experience as trainers, it's always easy to digest. It's almost all, unless you have
huge factor to that.
Yes, unless you have really bad gut issues where you need to avoid all starches for a little while you solve SIBO or something like that. White rice is universally easy to digest, and you can add anything to it.
You literally can mix anything with white rice.
I mean, I have so many cases
for it. Cheap.
I have so many cases for it being number one. It's one of probably the easiest to measure and weigh too. Super easy, like scoop a 1 cup of it,
and it's perfectly measured.
Yeah, it's like perfectly measured. It stores well. It you can keep it in the refrigerator for long and it doesn't lose. I mean, it's just goes with it goes with breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Like it is such a great carbohydrate to mix with all of your proteins that you choose, and it goes with everything. Right?
And I never get sick of it because it tastes like the other stuff I add to it. So it's like I'm never sick of rice because in the morning I could have it with eggs, I could have it with chicken, I could have it with ground beef, steak, shrimp, salmon. I could add vegetables to it. I can make it sweet. I can make it savory. It's the best carbohydrate. And then it's super easy to digest. Like 70 grams of carbs from rice, it's like I eat nothing. Yeah. Sometimes other carbohydrate sources feel like they weigh me down.
And there's not a lot of people that are intolerant to it.
That's right.
For the most part.
Very small percentage.
Yeah, very small percentage.
Obviously, there's somebody who's yelling at the radio right now or whatever.
I can't have it.
I can't have it. But it's like there's a very small percentage of people that white rice negatively affects.
That's right. Next up is sweet potato. Now, you can include regular potatoes here as well. But I said sweet potato because it's more nutrient dense. It's got more fiber. In my experience, it's easier to digest. Not just personal, but with clients as well.
Tastes better plain too.
Yes. And with regular potato, oftentimes you add a bunch of stuff like butter and stuff like that.
Yeah, regular potatoes can get really dry all by themselves. Yep. Whereas sweet potatoes, I can throw them in an oven or
by itself
and just eat them.
Yep.
So
and with digestion, I've seen this with clients where if they eat too much regular potato, they start to get a little bit of bloat. Feeling, whereas sweet potato seems to have this great effect on digestion. I think it has to do with the fiber. And then it also is a little higher in certain nutrients.
Lower on the glycemic index too.
It is, because of the fiber.
Yeah.
And like you said, Adam, it tastes really good. But it's like one of my go-tos for digestive health when I want a carbohydrate. Next
I'm a
up,
big potato guy.
Next up is a carbohydrate that's less popular, very popular in Eastern Europe, buckwheat. Buckwheat is a very easy to digest, gluten-free carbohydrate, and you can make breakfast cereals with it. You can add other things to it. You can get like buckwheat type, cream of wheat type of stuff.
Yeah, I was just saying the only thing thought is cream of wheat.
They make buckwheat pancakes too.
Yep.
That's actually the only. Like I was going to say, this is of all the things on your list, this is the one I probably use the least.
Yeah.
But I did used to use a pancake mix called buckwheat pancakes that I liked, and they taste pretty good.
Super easy to digest, gluten free. You can buy like instant. It's not cereal, but it's like making cream of wheat in the morning. So it's like grits. It's like making grits, but it's buckwheat. And back when I was really experiencing gut issues, this was one that I could eat. This was one that didn't bother me. And I found this with clients as well. It's very versatile as well. Next up, I got this from Adam, quinoa pasta. Obviously, I'm Italian. I love pasta. Regular pasta has gluten in it, so it can definitely have some bloating effects on me. And I noticed this with a lot of clients, by the way, cutting gluten out, everything else being equal, about 50% of them notice a reduction in inflammation and bloat. Quinoa pasta tastes the best or the closest to traditional pasta.
Boosted protein.
Yes.
So such a cool thing that you can add this, is switch this out, and normally is way easier digestible for people. Still goes well just like any pasta does with all the other meats. And then you get a nice little 10 more grams of protein from your pasta, which I think you get some protein from regular pasta, but you get even more with the quinoa pasta. So when you're trying to chase down, 40, 50 grams of protein every meal, this is a total added bonus.
This is our go-to. So like my mom makes this incredible pesto. She makes it homemade, and then she'll freeze it and she'll give it to us. And it's like this incredible, it's so good, like really good homemade pesto, so good. And we have quinoa penne pasta. And we add that to that, and it is absolutely delicious. And then you make a dish I see you eat all the time, Adam. It's is it bison and quinoa? Is that what it is?
I do a bison and quinoa. Katrina makes...
It's like noodles with...
She makes this noodles and tomato sauce. It's almost like... And cheese. It's almost like a lasagna that we make. And we use ground beef. We've done ground turkey in it. But to your point, like it goes with so many different types of meats. And yeah, a little bit of red sauce is great with something like that. Almost like a spaghetti, So she makes like a casserole like that. Like... this is definitely because I love pasta, and it's not a huge leap to go from regular pasta over to quinoa pasta.
No.
I don't feel like it's like so different.
Exactly.
That it's like this miserable experience, especially when you add things like pesto and red sauce and things like in with the meats. It's like, yeah, you can really pass. I've become so used to it that I almost forget what like regular pasta tastes like and don't really notice it until I have like, oh wow, okay, this is a little bit of a difference that it is. So,
And it doesn't bloat me at all.
No.
Yeah. Today's program giveaway is Maps Strong. To win, leave a comment below this video in the first 24 hours that we drop it. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. If you win Strong, we'll let you know in the comment section. We also have a sale. Maps split in the Anabolic Metabolism bundle of programs. It's all 50% off. Just head over to mapsfitnessproducts.com. Use the code July50 for that discount. Back to the show. And then next we have bananas. Bananas are the ultimate fruit for smoothies.
yeah.
You add this to any smoothie.
Best pre-workout.
Any flavor, savory, tart, doesn't matter.
It makes it taste
add
better.
a banana, it's better.
And it's really carbohydrate dense. A banana's got a decent amount of carbohydrate. Probably one of the most carbohydrate dense fruits I could think of.
Yeah.
If you need quick energy. It's a favorite among endurance athletes
Yep.
for a reason. But I like it for smoothies. If I'm going to make a protein smoothie and I want to add some carbs to it, you can add a lot of different fruit. But a banana's like, it's going to just make it
just
so
blends well, and the texture and everything else with your shake improves when you add that in.
100%.
Agreed.
Next up, we have berries. Berries are, I hate the term superfood, but if you were to call anything a superfood, it's going to be berries. They're so nutrient dense.
That's bang for
They're
your buck.
dense with antioxidants, anti-cancer
Fibrous,
Super
compounds.
lots of fiber.
And then they're super high in fiber
And low calorie for that.
and low calorie.
Yeah, so, and sweet. They make, like bananas, make a lot of things taste a lot better. So great way to sweeten something up, add flavor, not a lot of calories, getting some fiber in there. Like it's
Here's how I use berries with clients. When they would eat small meals in between their larger meals, these were for clients that struggled with like, I need to eat something, often. And I'd have them have a protein and I'd include a carbohydrate that was low in carbohydrates, but was also easy and tasty. It was always berries. And then as a parent, berries, this is like the ultimate treat for your kids. Like blueberries, raspberries, blackberries.
Max
Just
loves.
leave them out. Yeah.
Leave them out, let them eat it. They're getting fiber. It's not a ton of sugar or calories in comparison to other fruits. Super nutrient dense. Great for that.
If I just to touch on the kid thing, man, if you and I've seen this play out in other people's kids that have done a good job with this, like letting your kid eat a lot of like raspberries, blueberries, strawberries as like their treat. They will grow up thinking that that's like a dessert.
Oh,
like
that's candy
like,
for my kids.
Yeah. Max thinks, our after dinner like dessert, last thing he eats, Greek yogurt and fruit is like this crazy treat. Like it's like,
And it is good.
Yeah.
It is good.
Yeah.
Next up is honey. This is nature's fast carbohydrate.
Yeah.
This honey is great.
Packed.
It's great for them. In fact, here's what's funny about honey. It is the one carbohydrate that the carnivore dieters will use to fuel their workouts. Yeah. And I don't know why it's honey. I think it's because it's from an animal and maybe it's easy to digest. I don't know. I think that it's like fits in their philosophy.
Right.
But you'll see like what's his name? The guy.
Saladino.
Yeah. Saladino. Is that his name? Saladino?
Yeah. Paul Saladino.
Paul Saladino. Thank you.
Yeah.
He now was super carnivore advocate, but now he has honey.
Yeah.
To fuel his workouts. And honey's just easy. Like we could have a honey stick as an easy source of carbohydrates in the middle of a long, like kind of strenuous workout, and it'll give you the energy.
Similar to banana. Yeah. Kind of an immediate sort of fuel source.
Yes. And then last, oatmeal. Here's why I like oatmeal. Easy for breakfast.
Yeah.
Easy carbohydrates for breakfast. If you want a really fast bodybuilding hack, for breakfast, it's literally oatmeal with some protein powder in it. Mix it up, boom. You've got high protein breakfast.
It's also part of my bulking strategy with shakes. Adding a banana, a half a cup of oats, and whatever else things that you want to put in there, like is a great way to boost the calories up on like a gainer shake. And when you think sounds crazy to put dry oats in a protein shake, but you grind up a half a cup. I've done as much as a cup in the shakes. When you get to a cup, you definitely the texture
a little dry,
but it doesn't bother me. Like I used to drink the oats down, dry oats.
That's a mass gainer shake, right?
It is. Yeah, great way to. I'm serious. I'd add a half a cup to a cup, depending on how much I'm pushing.
With calories. What? With a protein shake?
Oh, then I would do the peanut butter, banana, Nutella.
Bro, that's a 700.
Oh, 1,000. Yeah, it's close to 1,000 calorie shake. You put a cup of oats. You put a banana. You put a tablespoon or two of Nutella and peanut butter.
That's delicious.
And then whey protein. Oh yeah, and then whole milk if you really want to go after it. Yeah. You got yourself a shake. 60 gram, almost 1,000 calorie gainer, homemade gainer shake.
Yep.
Using all these great foods in here.
Now, because we talked about the best carbs, I didn't list these up here, but do you guys have like a worst carb for you? Like one that you eat and it's like, I know I'm going to feel like garbage later. I have one.
Bread.
Oh yeah.
Bread.
Flour in it. Like bread. Yeah, bread.
But bread is the worst for me.
It is. Bread is just, one of the best. It took me a long time to eliminate bread from my diet, and I even went through phases of like, doing the Ezekiel bread and like,
which is better than traditional.
Right. Trying all these alternatives and stuff like that, and it's just like, do I really need bread? Like, is it that rewarding or great? And it's like, once I eliminated it and got rid of it, not only did I feel so much better, but then I also realized like there's so many things I can have in replace of it that are fine that it never bothered me.
Bread for me means I'm not going to feel good digestively and I'm going to crash. If I eat like a lot of bread,
it's a compromise.
I'm going to fall asleep. Afterwards.
Even sourdough, and I love sourdough.
Homemade sourdough's the best.
Because my wife does that a lot, but like I have to do it very sparingly still. Because you'll get that crash, and also too like there's a bit of gluten still that will affect you.
Yeah. All right, so since we're talking about foods and stuff like that, I read a study on protein shakes that I thought was awesome. I thought this was an awesome study, so I'm going to read it to you, which is pretty cool. So this was a study that they were looking for young, healthy. It was young, healthy men, okay? And I'm going to assume that they had no gut health issues, okay? Now the study was, does a 40-gram protein shake before bed improve or extend muscle protein synthesis in sleep? But also, here's the issue, will it negatively impact sleep? Because that's the thing, right? Not eating before bed, the main reason why we do that is so it doesn't disrupt our sleep. Because who cares if you get a spike in protein synthesis, but you get crappy sleep?
Right.
It totally negates
it's a wash.
it. More, not even a wash. It's worse.
Well, it's worse. Yeah.
Well, here's what they did. They gave these young, healthy men 40-gram protein shake before bed. It extended muscle protein synthesis for 7.5 hours, which sustained an anabolic response. And it did not disrupt sleep.
It
did not disrupt their
sleep. I
have
a theory on that too. Okay, I have a theory on this. So, a young, healthy male that is taking these shakes typically are active, trying to build muscle, and like probably a lot of young men struggle to eat enough calories and protein to build. And therefore, that means they're in a calorie deficit or maintenance most of the time. I bet if you gave that to sedentary,
they're like a sponge.
I bet if you gave that to exactly, and so your body's like starving for the extra calories. And I remember this, like just never being able to get enough calories. And so, eating at midnight didn't affect my sleep. Flip that on, or fast forward 20 years later in my life, where I actually am very sedentary compared to what I used to be. And if I go to bed, or I eat something right before bed, I'm most likely already in a surplus. And so that affects the way my body digests it and breaks it down and utilizes it, and then is tougher to go to sleep.
I think the biggest considerations are gut health. Are you sensitive in the sense that little things can disrupt your sleep? Because if little things can disrupt your sleep, then you probably don't want to mess with it, right? Whereas some people would say, I'm a little more resilient. I have healthy gut. My gut is healthy. Remember, this was a shake. It wasn't food. I bet food would have disrupted, because a shake is pre-digested.
Super easy to digest.
It's easy to digest versus, if I have a big meal right before I go to bed. Yeah. But also, these are young men who are pretty healthy. I don't know about you guys, but I never had issues sleeping as a young man. Never. I never had insomnia or woke up in the middle of the night as a young guy.
Yeah.
That didn't start happening to me till I was maybe later 30s.
30s, yeah,
and now
30s.
it's like, I got to pay attention to my sleep. Otherwise I can have bad sleep. So I don't know if this is good advice for everybody, but if you're like, yeah, I sleep fine, got good gut health, it's hard for you to get that extra protein in, and you're like, uh-oh, should I take a shake? I got to go to bed in 30 minutes. Experiment with it, because they looked at sleep quality. They didn't just look at waking up, but rather sleep quality, and it wasn't affected.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
I really think that the deficit surplus would make a huge difference.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think you're in a surplus, you're more likely to have poor gut health anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So all the above ends up happening because of that. But the young man who's struggling to get enough protein, struggling to get enough calories, the easy digestible shake just goes, we need this,
Now, that being said, I will say there's probably a better protein shake than others to have before bed. You're probably better off having a slower digesting. This is where it might actually make sense.
For the casein.
Like casein or egg. Now, it's not because you want the protein to release slowly all night long. I don't think that makes a big difference. But I do know that whey, it absorbs so quickly that it actually causes a little bit of an insulin spike. You can find studies on this. Taking whey shake by itself with no fats, you'll see an insulin spike. You don't want to spike insulin before bed because that could interfere with growth hormone production. So you're probably better off with a slower digesting protein like casein or egg protein powder than you are with whey, because whey is so quick digesting, which is a benefit maybe to replenish amino acids post workout.
Yeah,
you can make that case, but before bed probably better to have the other stuff. You know what I mean? And then speaking of sleep, the one thing that we have here that gets the best responses or reviews from our listeners for sleep is the 8 Sleep system.
Yeah.
That just continues to blow people's minds. And it's obvious. It's an AI controlled temperature on your bed that monitors your sleep and then it adjusts itself.
Yeah.
It literally adjusts itself to give you better sleep.
I just introduced my friend, and it was funny. It got brought up because we were sort of reminiscing because we were roommates in college. And a lot of my sleeping patterns, like I started to blame on him because I have to have it like extremely cold. He was a big guy, and so it was like 30 below outside. And so a lot of times he'd open the window. He had to have constant air. He'd have a fan blowing on him, all these things. But and I'm like, have you ever had like this product where you put it on your bed and it actually cools and keeps your temperature consistent throughout the night? And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, oh, dude, I'm gonna blow your mind. And so he went out to go research it, and I'm gonna have to get feedback from him, but he didn't even know that existed. And I'm like, you don't have to have like a monsoon of fans on you all night long and just to try and like keep things.
No, when the bed is cool, that's like everything.
I was yesterday. I was talking to James Smith. As you guys know, James Smith, and he was on his story, and he said the 2 best investments he's ever made into his health and fitness journey, and he listed 8 Sleep as one of them. And so I DM him like, oh man, are you partners with him? He's like, no, I just love the product. And so I'm actually in the middle of introducing the 2 of them right now, because I'm like, how are you not if you're out there telling people
who's got a huge audience,
massive following, that 8 Sleep is one of the most impactful things you've ever invested in, they're not partnered with you. I'm like, let me make that connection for sure. And since we've been in the new house, I tell you what, I've been testing this, and I've talked about this before, and I keep letting it go up. I let my house get up to 76 degrees in the house, and it does not bother me.
So it saves you hella money,
bro. To me, that is if I'm 8 Sleep's marketing team, that is the angle that I'm using.
Well, save you money
because if you don't know, if you've never tried something like that, or you can't maybe even fathom like, would that make that big of a difference for me? And then you're like, oh, it's quite the investment. People would see it and go like, oh, it's not cheap. It's not a cheap product. And so if you might look at it and go like, oh, maybe not now, or that's kind of expensive right now. But if you realize how much less you have to run your AC at night to keep your core temperature down, like I guarantee, I don't know the time frame, like what the math is on it, but they got to come up with like one of those calculators. You know how PRX
show
you know how PRX does the gym membership one. To me, that's such a brilliant way, because someone's like, oh man, home gym, that's thousands of dollars. I don't know, but it's like, well, if we let you make payments on it and your average gym membership is this much, then you finance over 3 months, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. I think 8 Sleep should do the same thing, where it's like, look at you, if you can reduce your reduce running your AC for this many hours for this degrees, it translates to this many dollars. And it's like, oh, within 6 months, you've paid off your 8 sleep just by that. And so I know it's, I mean, I have my sheet and my heavy duvet comforter, down comforter covering me. That's how cold it keeps me. Yeah. It is wild. How
that's the only way I could keep that on top, because normally I would push it all over to Courtney's side.
So that's my challenge is I'm you know how some people, I don't know if you guys are like this, some people can just sleep with a sheet on them or nothing on them. I need weight. I don't know what that is, and maybe it's something I need to look deeper into, like childhood shit.
Probably. You need a thunder vest.
It's a thunder vest for me. Whatever.
You gotta feel secure.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Is that why you have Doug hug you at night?
Yes, yeah. I need weight on me to feel really comfortable, and that's just tough to do when it's super hot in the room. But with the bed,
I sleep with nothing. I don't have no sheets on me.
You can do that.
No sheets.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. You're the guy who can sleep sitting up in the airplane in 5 minutes. Like, so that makes total sense.
I feel very secure when I'm sleeping.
Yeah, which is why I can't do that. I have to be just the right position and the right amount of weight on me and stuff like that, and temperature. So it's life changing.
Hey, I heard a quote from Jordan Peterson. I wanted to repeat, and I want to hear what your guys' opinion is on this. So what he said was, hyper-domesticated young men will find hyper-aggressive men attractive as role models because they need that aggression. They don't feel it in their lives, and so they're attracted to. So I think of like the Andrew Tate.
We have indirectly,
I believe that, 100%.
We have indirectly talked about this.
Yep.
We have been joking or poking at these alpha male camps,
These retreats.
Yeah, these retreats for the last 4 or 5 years since they've really blown up. And when I watch these videos, it just looks like a guy or whoever runs it or owns it is just totally taking advantage of all these beta dudes that think they need this ultra alpha yell, scream, this is borderline masculine toxicity type of shit.
It's abusive.
Type of behavior to counter their ultra beta life.
Yeah. What's ultra domesticated? Like, what's an ultra domesticated man? I think this is a guy that he's afraid to show any kind of assertiveness. They're very passive. They're passive in their relationships, which can come out as manipulation.
Yeah, what do they call them? Simps?
Can you
they're constantly
chat GBT that? I'd actually really like to see what it spits off, because when at first, like, okay, you're defining it, you're trying to define yourself, but I'd like to hear
what they think.
Yeah, what they think is the definition of hyper-domesticated. Is that what you said? Hyper-domesticated men, like
hyper-domesticated or ultra? Hyper?
I don't care. Ultra's the other one. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm going to say before he finds it, I think it's the very passive, afraid to be assertive guy who he's constantly catering to women because this is the only way that they will talk to him, and so he's always doing the like, oh yeah, everything, and you're good, and whatever. And it's that guy. I've known guys like this in a group of men. It's that guy that gossips behind other people's backs because they're afraid to say things directly.
The term ultra domesticated men isn't a familiar form, but likely
is exceptionally skilled and willing to handle household tasks. No, that's not what we're talking about.
That's not. I don't think this is what.
No. That's not what we're talking about.
He said hyper is what he said.
He did, but I know what he's referring to.
I think I'm not sure where he's pulling that terminology from.
That's why I'm curious.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. This is better.
Yeah, docile, submissive.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's what he said. Hyper. Yeah. So that's exactly.
Yeah. So so
read it so everybody can hear it.
Yeah. General usage: hyper-domesticated man refers to someone who's perceived as excessively adaptable, docile, or submissive. Yeah. So and they're trying to draw parallels to the process of animal domestication. It's and you're going to be attracted to the ultra ridiculous, fake masculine role models
because you think you need that.
Well, because you're like,
that's your biggest deficit.
It's the two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Both toxic.
Yeah, exactly. Both unhealthy, and the truth is somewhere in the middle is probably the healthy balance, right, for this person. But you're attracted to the opposite end of the spectrum because you think you need that.
By the way, this is why young men that grow up without a good male role model, like a strong, healthy male role model, why they tend to become more violent, why they tend to get attracted.
Yeah, they
to,
overcompensate.
because their ideal of masculinity is media.
Yep.
They didn't have a good role model that showed them how to treat women properly, didn't show them how to be assertive properly, didn't show them how to be aggressive when necessary, but also how to be, calm most of the time. And so what they see is, rap music, athletes, media, and they're like, oh, that's masculinity. So that's what I'm going to become, because they didn't have that, that role model.
I
And
know
you need that as a young man. You need that role model.
I know we talked about maybe making an episode of this, but I just feel like it's so top of mind that maybe now is the time to kind of bring it up or talk more about it, because we just got off the phone in a really cool question asked from an old friend of ours, Mike, who's reaching out to us about, this stigma around like men asking for help.
Yeah.
And that, what is it about that men don't ask for help, and that it feels like it feels less masculine to do that. And basically he was complimenting us because he's like, man, I just feel like you guys are not that. You represent a very strong masculine man, but yet you guys are so quick to ask for help. And he goes, where does that come from? Yeah. And I felt like all of us were giving similar but yet different answers around that. And so
very similar thread.
Have you thought about that before? Have you ever been complimented like that before and really unpacked like where that all comes from for you?
Well, I think there's personal, you can have individual reasons as to why. Maybe you feel like if you ask for help, you're a burden, and maybe you grew up thinking you had to be useful in order to be lovable, and that kind of stuff. But I also think generally, so I'm gonna speak generally, if you look at the help market, like therapy, for example, it is not geared for men. No. It is not geared for how men typically get themselves out of things. It's geared more towards how women get themselves out of things. So I'll paint a scenario, okay? Your wife comes to you and she says to you, oh my God, so-and-so at work is such a whatever, I'm stressed out, this is so difficult. You've probably learned this as men now, that the last thing you should do is give her the answer.
Yeah, try and solve it.
Yep. What she's looking for is
here's
empathy.
what you need to do.
Yeah. Empathy, someone to confide in.
She wants empathy.
So someone to listen.
Yeah, and then she'll figure it out, right? But what she probably wants is maybe
man, honey, that sucks.
Wow, that really sucks. That's really difficult, right? That kind of thing.
How are you feeling about it?
Now, here's the deal. You guys come to me. One of you guys has a problem. You come to me. And you're like, imagine this, Adam. You come to me, you're like, hey, Sal, man, I'm really stressed out and having a tough time. And I put my arm around you. It's okay, buddy. It does really suck. You're like, what the hell?
I'd like body slam you.
Yeah, like you feel like what this is. I don't want to talk to you ever again. Yeah, because what men need is a direction and a purpose. Yeah, and so I think that's the other reason. I think when men ask for help, especially in a professional setting, we don't get direction and purpose. What we get is a lot of empathy, which kind of makes us feel like
not helpful.
Like it's not helpful. It's maybe useless, and oh gosh, I guess I am terrible. Type of deal. Which is why here's the other point I'm going to make around this: a good group of friends, male friends, helps because your buddies, what they'll do is they'll talk crap to you, or and what I mean by good friends is you trust them and you love them. It can't be someone you don't like because this won't work. But if Justin comes up to me and he's like, "Bro, you're getting fat, dude. Like you need to get your shit together, man. You need to get healthy." I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start. Yeah. Or if I come to him with a problem and just like, well, what you need to do is this thing over here. Like I'm gonna appreciate, even if I disagree, I'm gonna appreciate that you give me some.
Here's what worked for me, and then like you convey some answer that worked for you.
So I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like to me, it was like the speed at which we get to an answer. I mean, and it's so easy for me to unpack this right now because I felt like there was a moment yesterday where this happened, where you have 4 men in a room. We were kind of like arguing and debating this. The first place my brain went was like, who's dealt with this problem more than me and probably could advise better than anybody, than the 4 of us. Right. And so I'm like, call Eddie, call someone. Like that's right away. I defer to that versus.
It's 100% my point.
Yes, we're all trying to find that solution.
That's right.
And we're not, what the frustrating part is when we start talking in circles and we're not getting anywhere, and it's about feelings and the emotions rise. It's like, get me out of here, dude. Give me the solution.
No, you're literally backing up what I'm saying, Adam. Imagine if you went to all these people and they came back to you like, oh man, that's really tough. How stressed are you? You really stressed out. Like, what the hell? Yeah. And not only that, but the other part of it is you have a direction or purpose. I need this. I need help. Here's the purpose. Can you give me a hand? And they reply and say, yes, do this.
Yeah.
So you're out there looking for the answer because you have a purpose.
Yeah, but with the challenge that Mike was saying, that most men don't take that step.
That's right.
Right. Most men don't. Like I said, it's such a default easy thing for me where there wasn't a time where I'm like, we should try and figure this out ourselves. And even though I know somebody who might know the answer, like I want to prove I can figure out. Like I don't have that.
It's the lone wolf badge of honor. Like
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah,
It's a myth.
Well, you're more like that. Admittedly,
I can be like
you've
that.
admitted that you're
100%.
like you're
But
more like that.
That's more of a personal thing because I always felt like I had to be useful.
Yeah.
So like I said, there's individual.
There's probably a lot of men though that feel that way. Though.
They can. I think so. I think that can happen.
That feel the role of provider, have the answers.
But
Well,
again,
for me, it's always like being stoic and not being like emotionally weak.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so that was a part of it. But I had to learn that, in order to improve, I have to bring people in to really help.
yeah, but I'm going to counter that again, you guys. You're right, and we have our own individual reasons. But can Justin take good direction from men he respects?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's had coaches. Can I?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I read a great post on X a while ago. You just reminded me of. It was a male psychologist that wrote this. Actually, they reposted something and commented on it. And the post was, guy's girlfriend leaves him, so he goes to the gym to try and get in shape. When what he really needs to do is talk about his feelings. Okay. And you had all these people commenting. This male psychologist reposted it and said, actually, you would be surprised how many men come out in a much better place because they go try to work out or go work on themselves. Yeah. And it's totally true. Yeah. It's the guy's like, I'm not talking about my feelings, but you know what I'm going to go do? I'm going to go get better. I'm going to go get better. And that looks like whatever, working out.
And you are working on improving.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
so it's just different. It's just different.
Not to come off or sound like I'm at all defending somebody like Andrew Tate, but if you listen to his content talking to so many young men that come to him with depression and this and that, that's always his first piece of advice.
It is.
Go work out.
Some of what he says is true, which is why I think he's so
That's why exactly. That's why he's done as well as he's done as far as the popularity is, because there are grains of truth
That's right.
in the stuff that he says.
He's just the best.
I still think I agree with you. He's the other extreme of that example that we gave, and somewhere in the middle is probably the truth. But there are some very practical things that he advises some of these young men that do work. That's like, hey, if you're a depressed guy, like go try and be depressed with abs, see what happens. Like seriously, like that simple. Like you're depressed, you can't figure your way out. Like I dare you to go try and be depressed with abs. And it sounds such a vain way of saying it,
but it's
the
journey.
Like, but yeah, but
there's a lot to learn.
Yeah, exactly. The pursuit and journey of. I mean, less people are have abs than are millionaires. That's a hard task.
That's right.
To solve. And let me tell you, what a confidence builder it is to figure that out, and like you try being depressed and doing that.
You know who's a good example of a male role model that has the qualities, like you might say with Andrew Tate, where it's like, no,
John Deloney, Arthur Brooks,
Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan's a great example. He's humble.
Yeah.
He always asks for questions. He's not the guy that says I know everything, but he's also got that masculinity. He's also got that like, I'll go handle this. I'll go work out. I'll go try this thing to get better. I think so that's someone I would point to. Andrew Tate, he's got some truth, but he's also a womanizer, douchebag, ego
manipulator.
maniac.
Like but to your original point is that we have these hyper-domesticated males by the droves, and it's attracting somebody like that because that's why. And like maybe 20, 30 years ago, that guy doesn't get popular whatsoever. Nobody's seeking that as bad as they're seeking that. Where there's so many men that are seeking that right now.
Well, men have just been discarded, in society. It just seems that all the positive traits have been really downplayed.
Yeah, by the way, someone like us, we're not clickbaity enough. Yeah. We're not enough. Even though if you could argue, if you listen to the show for long enough, we get that compliment from a lot of young men, right? As far as the stuff that we say and help them with. But because we're not extreme enough on the other side, we don't seem to get the same type of attention and traction for those reasons.
By the way, you know who sounds the alarm the most on what you just said, Justin? Where a lot of young men are getting discarded and just kind of told that they're worthless and masculine traits are terrible. Do you know who the people are that are speaking out the most against that? Mothers of sons.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are really sounding the alarm because, and these are women, but they have sons and they see it and they're like, okay, this is a problem that needs to get solved. I can see what's happening to my kid in school. I can see how they're behaving and they need they need to understand that, masculinity, not only is it not bad, it is needed. Healthy masculinity is needed in society.
Are we
It's
turning?
purpose and drive, really.
Are we turning?
Yes, I think you are turning. I think we are turning for sure.
Yeah.
I could also go in a wrong direction, but I think 100%. I think enough people are talking about it now to where you're starting to see. And by the way, when you look at the data on like people who are adopting or moving towards religion, I think part of it's the discipline. It's Gen Z men. Gen Z young men are moving most, and I think they're the ones that are seeking. They're like seeking the most. What we're talking about. Yeah. Speaking of this, is kind of along the lines of this topic. Do you guys know what the oldest historical mention of progressive resistance is? Yeah. So have you guys ever heard of the story?
Is it not Atlas or what's
Milo?
Yeah.
Milo of Croton.
Where he's carrying the boulder up.
The bull.
Or no, the bull. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Doug, can you look it up and see when this was first, like how old this is? It's the first written example of the understanding
So
of how
he's a
progressive
calf on his back.
of how progressive resistance makes
every
you
day
stronger.
carrying the calf up the hill.
He was like a wrestler. He was this
Is
incredibly.
it a true story? I thought that was.
No, it's a myth.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought that was a myth.
It's a myth, but what's cool about it is, and I'd love to see how long ago this story originated. It's like,
6th century BCE.
okay, so this is old.
Yeah.
But it's a great example. So the story goes, Milo, as a young man, picked up a calf on his back and would carry him, and he did this every day. And as the calf got bigger, eventually turning into a bull, Milo got stronger.
Yeah.
And it was the first mention of
Progressive overload.
progressive overload and resistance. Isn't that cool?
Now the way it was presented though was not like that though, was it?
No, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
It's
really-
literally talked about how that is how he got stronger.
That's how he got stronger.
That was his training
As
regimen.
he grew, the cow grew.
Yep. He lifted it, and every day it got bigger, and so he got stronger.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Kind of cool that they knew that.
I wish that.
I mean, that's kind of cool, like progressive overload, right?
Well, I mean, to that point, I wish as a young man that I understood that at the level that I do today, and thought, I could have really approached my training as a
as a young
much
man?
simpler, more methodical way of just like, I'm gonna do the same thing, but just add half a pound every week or something like that. And when you think about a decade or decades, in my case, later, like, Jesus, imagine how just strong, and then also how healthy you would have, safe you would have done it that way.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been a far better approach.
Better than what I did, which was always just see how much I could lift every time.
Yeah.
And
And not jumping like, 25, 50 pounds every set. I always thought about that too, because there's those fractional weights.
Oh my God, I wish I had
I wish I had the discipline to
That's
just,
what I mean.
Yeah, to
You add
really
half
like
a pound.
methodically just, and even like those little magnet weights, just
right.
add those on.
To where you don't even know. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like, I'm gonna this would probably serve so many young kids that are getting into lifting. It's just like,
it's like every week add a 1 pound weight.
yeah, and literally just follow a good, solid, basic routine
And practice.
Yeah, and just get good at the lifts, and quietly add that half pound. When,
Totally.
you're not paying attention, and just keep going at that, and watch how strong you get and fit along the way. So
Speaking of strong and fit, I'm going to mention this peptide stack again, because it is, every time I use it, it is amazing. The what do they call it? The
Which
Wolverine
one?
stack.
Oh yeah.
It's BPC 157 and thymosin beta. There is a synergistic effect from that, everybody. Now both of them are great for healing, recovery. One is more for muscle, the other one's better for cartilage, connective tissue. Both by themselves remarkable. When you combine them, there's a synergistic effect that changes the way my muscles look and actually makes me leaner. And I talked to Jay Campbell about this. I said, what do you think's going on here? Because he actually lists that stack as one of his favorite fat loss stacks.
Yeah.
And I said, what do you think is going on? And he's like, the upregulation of the growth hormone receptor is happening. So your growth hormone becomes far more effective with both. So it's like taking growth hormone with just two peptides that have nothing to do with that. So that stack is like, have you guys used both together?
Oh, multiple times.
Together.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
multiple
God.
times.
It
I mean,
is
I
amazing.
only take them together now. I won't just take one by itself. It's like you may as well have the other one because they stack so well together. I mean, my theory is that this has been the athlete stack for decades now because we've known about it for a long time. I think that between
At least the last 10
the
years.
hyperbaric chamber and that and red light and and that stack is what is getting these torn ACL, MCL football players back on the field within months.
So fast.
Yeah, like it's just the only thing that makes sense to me, like how they're able to recover that quick and then get back and perform that way.
Have you used that stack, Justin?
I've used it once, and this was when I think it was when I was having like back issues and like my QL and everything else. Yeah, because every now and then I'll get a flare up of that, and I wanted to see if it like really made a difference because I was taking the oral and I didn't really notice much difference
for gut health.
But then I started doing the injectables, and that was the first time I actually used the thymosin beta in combination with it, dude. Yeah, it was very effective. I definitely felt the difference.
I wish I had access to peptides as a trainer when I was a trainer. I wish. Could you imagine with your clients? That good nutrition advice, good training. Here, let's throw this little turbocharger on you.
Because because you already got all the different like mobility practices and a lot of the different, in combination with that like you could really like put them in a healing environment.
Plus, I had towards the end of my career, I had a affluent client base, so they wouldn't have blinked at spending money on peptides. They would have done it if I told them to do it. They would have done it. And it would have been mind blowing.
I think very helpful. I think a lot of fitness people are integrating it in their regimen now. I mean, just if you have the clientele that can afford to
bodybuilders. So I was talking to. I'm not going to say who. I don't want to give anybody away, but I was talking to a pro bodybuilder the other day, and he told me that all the pros now,
all peptides stacked out.
Oh, they're using GLP-1s pre-contest.
Oh, of course.
And you know what they're saying?
We knew that was coming.
Do you know what they're saying? So first off,
makes diet easy.
This is cheating for bodybuilders.
It is cheating, man. It's the hardest part.
What made bodybuilding was pre-contest diet. Like everything else is easy. The training's easy. Everything else, as hard as it is, piece of cake. Yep. You starve yourself to get down to 2% body fat.
So hard.
That is some discipline.
Yeah.
And now they're using GLP-1s, and what they're saying is like, bro, I only ate. I ate 10 grams of carbs yesterday. I'm only at this many calories, and I'm not even hungry. I don't even care. Like, you cheater.
Yeah.
Takes that out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you what you're used to is dreaming of food. Like I would have midday dreams, dude. Midday. Yeah, never in my life.
When would that happen, by the way? What body fat percentage would it start to get really weird?
Oh, that's a really good question to ask and make me try and think back. Sub 8, sub 8.
That's when it got
7,
weird for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could get just under. Like as soon as I started to get single digits, I'm getting close. Yeah. Once I start getting 8, 7, definitely 6.
Then it's like.
Then that's all you think about. Oh, that's all you. Then once I got under sub 6, I saw food move through my body. If that makes sense. Yep. Like I
eat it in your veins.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I would eat or drink something, and I felt like I could like watch it go to the places. Like it sounds crazy to say that.
No, I know exactly.
But when you were your skin is paper thin like that, you're ultra sensitive to everything because you've been depleted for so long. Yep. The slight adjustment.
All you think about. So this was for me. I've gotten below 7%, maybe 3 times in my whole life. And like what you're saying exactly, Adam, setting 8-9%, I can do that, and it's not like taking over my life. When I've gotten below 7, and especially below 5, all I thought about was food. It's the weirdest, worst. Like you have to be so disciplined.
Sounds horrible.
It's all you think about.
Well, this is where
all day long.
This is where the massive adoption of the cheat meal or day came from, was because you knew you had to be so perfect all week long that you're always thinking about Friday at 4 p.m. though I get to have that 1,000-calorie meal, and I haven't had a meal over 450 calories.
Bro, I was talking.
You need something positive to focus on, right?
So you just think about, I can do it. Oh, I got 7 more meals down to go till I'm there. So it's just like, and then I can. It totally was psychological.
I was talking to
such a, by the way, unhealthy relationship for 99% of the population.
I was talking to my buddy who's a pro, and he goes, bro, and I'm like, how's the pre-contest going, dude? He goes, he used to compete before he became a dad. Yeah. And he goes, it sucks. I said, why does it suck? He goes, I'm giving my daughter oatmeal and I'm just angry because I'm giving her oatmeal. And he's like, I want to take a bite out of her oatmeal so bad. Yeah. He's like, I'm just pissed off the whole time.
It just never gets easier, huh?
It gets worse.
Yeah. It gets natural. It gets harder and harder.
You're fighting
your body. Well, think about it. Your body, that's why at 8-9%, it's like, it's not that bad of a deal because I still got plenty of reserve. But as you really tap into those reserves,
your body's doing everything.
The natural biological signals that you have, your body is screaming at you like, yo, bro, we're getting real close to death here. Like, it's time to
Hey, guy.
And so I even think that's where the dreams start coming and everything like that. It's like, this is becoming such a high priority that we're going to make you think about it all the time.
Bro, you would rather, this is how it is.
We're incredible machines when you think
You would
about
rather eat a rice cake with peanut butter on it than have amazing sex with your wife. That's how much. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, no.
Well, especially that because
when you're that low calorie,
your libido dies.
It's not like you could
your body's not even thinking about reproducing at that
I
point.
wish people knew this when they looked at that and said, "Oh, I want to look like that." No, you don't.
No,
that's a torturous.
No, it's not. Yeah,
shitty way to live.
It's so overrated.
It's so overrated.
And there is definitely a genetic anomalies of people that can just look that way and they're not as horrible. Most people will feel horrible. Will feel horrible going down to that level of body fat percentage. The educational piece was the most valuable thing I got from it.
Yeah,
that was the most valuable.
Well,
thing
when you're that lean, here's what happens. When you're that lean, you can if you gain a % body fat, you see it a lot because you're so lean. Yeah. If you hold 3 pounds of water, you see it. Like everything you eat,
it affects you almost immediately.
You see it because you're so
right away.
lean. It's like you're translucent. You can see everything that's happening.
Okay, so that's what made me. I think it gave me the words for, which is interesting for the average client, so much better because I experienced what up until that point. I never connected the dots to my clients that would say things like, Adam, I'm doing all the things, but I know I'm getting fatter. I feel fatter. I know it. I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, no, you're not. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. And then it would happen to me. I would be on this perfect diet, but then I would eat something that was just a little more inflammatory, or I didn't get as good as sleep,
different,
or I ate a little extra carbs, or I did something, and all of a sudden it looked like I screwed my programming up. Like I looked like, oh my god, I put on a pound of fat yesterday. But I'm like, I can track everything. It's not possible that I could have done that. But yet I'm looking at myself convinced I did something wrong or went that way, and then that inflammation would pass, the water retention would go, and then 72 hours later, oh, I look good again. I'm like, oh shit. Now this happens to our people every day, or not every day, but throughout their training program. This is happening to them, and it's just harder to tell because they don't have they're not so dialed. They
can't pinpoint it.
And then if you don't know any better, you course correct and you think, oh God,
cut your calories.
I got to cut more. I got to do this other thing. And when in reality, you were actually perfectly, your body would just hold a little extra water, or you ate something that inflamed you a tiny bit, or whatever the case may be. And that perception throws off what you were doing, which was perfect already.
Yeah. By the way, for people who are interested in that peptide stack, we have partners at mphormones.com. So you'd want to go there. They're doctors. These are actual pharmacy, compound pharmacies that'll make it for you. Anyway, I got to tell you guys about this new sport that I started checking out on social media.
Okay.
Have you guys seen, Doug, can you type in Sanchi Kwadi? It's in the notes there. Make sure you mute the TV. Make sure you hit mute on the TV. I want them to see. It's an Indian fighting sport, and it's typically like bigger, heavier dudes.
Yeah.
And they're in a circle in the dirt. They're wearing just
they just slap each other's chests.
Dude, what is that?
I don't know. I've seen it on Instagram before.
What?
And it's just
how do you win?
How much you could take it, I think, right?
I don't know. I should read the rules.
You remember when we were kids, we played that what was it, shoulders?
Oh, yeah.
Where you sock each other's shoulders until the other guy just gives. You know what I'm saying?
You get a dead arm. And
until you're like, all right, enough.
So here's what it is. One player, the raider, slaps the defender on the chest. The defender tries to grab the raider's wrist to restrict their movement. If the defender holds the wrist and limits the raider's movement, the defender wins. If the raider escapes the grip, they win. Fouls are called if any part of the body other than the chest is struck or grabbed. So they're in a circular arena, often with a bamboo pole wrapped in red cloth placed on the ground where the winner parades. It's a rural sport often performed during festivals or gathering, showcasing physical strength.
It's funny.
Look at these guys, bro.
I've seen a guy like run, jump slap.
So the goal is you have to grab his wrist. But if you actually try to grab,
you're trying to be elusive with it.
Yeah, then you lose. Yeah. So you're not going to try and grab it unless you can grab it. So it's a risk grabbing sport.
Strange.
This clip looks different than what I've seen. I've seen these like in dirt, like just dirt.
Yeah, dude.
Like field things or whatever that.
As soon as it plays, we'll be able to see what's going on.
It's just a bunch of still images. I'm trying to find some action here.
Yeah.
Okay.
what is this, group chest slapping? I never seen that one before, Doug. Yeah, and then I've seen
other videos.
Yeah, and they're like they get knocked out with a chest slap.
Wow.
It looks fake to me, but now I get the rules, so that's probably why it does.
Yeah, that's interesting. I had no idea the rules. I didn't know how. Again, you never know these days if it's just like some viral trend.
No, it's an old sport.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a sport. I thought it was just a viral trend that was going on.
I love finding obscure quote unquote combat sport. I mean, these are big ass Indian dudes. Look at that guy, bro.
He's jacked.
I love these team combat ones where like they're
those are terrible.
I know
what they're doing right now. Like,
it's really
can he choose anyone to slap? Is that?
I've never seen I've never seen it in a group.
Oh, he's wrestling. He's wrestling.
Doug's searching skills are.
Well, I typed in what you gave me.
Put
in the
Indian
notes.
slap, chest slap, fighting sport. Do that. Yeah. So. So, yeah, I was
like, this looks different than what I've seen. I know the one you're talking about. They're like in sometimes like dirt.
Yeah,
it's just like two guys. They're normally wearing like
like
a diaper looking thing. It almost like a sumo version, Indian sumo version, but not sumo. And then they're slapping. Yeah.
Oh, if you guys don't see his screen, but there's a guy jumping super high.
Yeah, like I said, I mean,
this one looks interesting too, though.
I love obscure fight sports because I think they're so interesting. Like Senegali wrestling is awesome.
Yeah.
There's a sport in Italy. It's called calcio storico, I think it's called. It's like soccer, but it's anything you can fight each other.
Yeah.
While you get to look at this guy. Right?
I like the rites of passage one too with certain tribes. Like, have you ever seen that one where they have like vines that they tie up to this like tall tower?
Yes.
And they jump off like a bungee jump.
And it doesn't stretch though.
It doesn't stretch, but it goes just their head almost hits the ground.
Yeah.
And it's like,
love it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. See, like this looks like a show, right?
Yeah. This is the one I've seen. They're in this dirt.
And then there's this one sport. I want to say it's Pakistan. I got to find it out. But there's this one guy. He's like the viral guy of the sport. And Justin, I think I sent you a video of this.
Probably.
It is a massive stone, like smooth stone boulder that's on the ground. Okay. And this guy he squats down hella low. It's got the best mobility I've ever seen. And he pulls it up to his knees and then he pops his hand underneath it and stands up with one hand. And it's on his, and the stone is like 300 pounds, bro.
Yeah, and you see how low he squats to really get under it. It's insane.
The technique involved is ridiculous. And the guy is obviously very fit.
It's so funny to me that how much you like all these obscure sports, but then you're not a sport guy. Like, you don't watch sports.
I did fight sports. Remember, I did judo,
yeah, he does
jiu-jitsu.
the random stuff.
Yeah, I did judo, jiu-jitsu. I anything that involved combat.
I love all sports.
I was always interested. Other sports was like, I just wasn't that interested.
Yeah.
But you let me watch it. Any kind of a wrestling, any kind of
I feel like you
sport,
have such a history. You have such an appreciation though for history, psychology, like that. I feel like if you actually just cared enough to sit down and like learn all the things, because that's how I always fall in love with a sport. Like, I'll see a sport at like until I learn the rules and the strategy, and then I go, oh, that's cool.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate the hell out of them. Like, for example, football is one of my favorite sports to admire because it is as close as you can get to war.
Sure.
Because you literally have your fighter jets, you have your
ultimate strategy
like
sport.
Every player looks different because they have a different role, like you would in war.
Yep.
And then you have to do these plays, and it's violent, and it's like it's incredible.
There's a really good series, you guys, on.
Oh, that's the one. That's the stone lifting challenges, bro. These guys are animals.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, in Scotland too, they do this. They have like specific stones forever that like are lifting stones. And you just go into somebody's backyard and
bro, that's a 366-pound stone. Look at this guy.
Wow,
he's just gonna pick it up. You know how hard that would be to lift off the ground?
Did you see the guy who just set the record for the because it's the same thing. It's the shield, the heavy shield of the strongman. He just set the record. How far he carried it. It was crazy.
And you know what I like about these weird sports, like these dudes in these rural areas that are lifting stones? Yeah. Do you know how like badly this guy would kick most people's asses? Like how strong you have to be to lift a rock off the ground?
Oh yeah.
And just dude. Look, he's a giant. Anyway,
it's insane.
There's a good series on Prime that it's all on Madden, the video game. And the entire I think it's like a 7-part series. I think it's called Madden something.
Didn't Madden influence football? Like video games?
So much. So much.
That game, it really opened up people's knowledge base.
So there's a great documentary that came out a few years ago, right after Madden passed, that was really good too, that I think was on Apple or something like that. Then this one is all in the game. The entire history of building the game. And it goes all the way from its inception to its release coming out this year, and like all the trials and tribulations of that game, and the times when they almost lost.
About the Madden curse in there too.
Everything. Madden curse is in there. Everything you can think about with Madden is in there. But the realism of that, and to be so accurate to the game, and then what it's done for kids, like learning from it.
Strategy.
Oh man, what you
simulated strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I never I only played football for a short stint when I was really, really little, and so I didn't understand the game until I got into high school. And the only reason why I really understood the game was because I played Madden.
Wow.
It was because I played the video game, and like you learn so much from that.
It took me a long time because I would isolate like my job, and I was like really good at my job and my specific position on the field, and then I had to learn everybody else and how they interacted with
Why is that, to be
every
able to read the play and everything?
Yeah, well, so then once you start learning what everybody else is doing as well, you can more accurately predict, how this is all going to sort of funnel the ball carrier, or where the spots are going to be, where you're going to be most impactful. And then I got into college, and we just would literally study, like just play after play after play. And like, I mean, we had the big screen. We go into this theater room, and we would just break down film for hours and hours and hours. And it just, my knowledge base of like, predictability and like how to really put myself in a better position, like was tenfold.
Yeah,
Well,
you don't have to step as much.
The evolution of what you're talking about is what I just love, and I love hearing the breakdown from some like a Ray Lewis, for example, right? Yeah. And the level of understanding that he has in the practice is like to where
his game knowledge was
his ability to look at the quarterback's eyes and know like, oh, he's doing this, this, and this, and like where to position
reads and keys. Like so for me, like reading guards, and like that was a huge. And so once I figured out too, like how much pressure they put on their hand, and you could see that as they lined up, like I knew exactly where it was going.
Yeah, so cool.
If you like grass-fed meat, if you like high-quality chicken and pork, wild-caught fish, you got to go to ButcherBox. ButcherBox delivers it to your door. So it's great prices, but it's healthy protein. It's healthy protein. It's the best. It's the only meat company we've ever worked with. Go check them out. Go to butcherbox.com/MindPump. By the way, we have a MindPump favorite cuts box that you could sign up for. Also, if you sign up at butcherbox.com/MindPump, you get $20 off your first box, plus free chicken breast, ground beef, or salmon included in your box for free for an entire year. Go check them out. Back to the show.
Our first caller is Lisi from North Carolina.
Hi, Lisi.
How you doing, Lisi?
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Very good.
How can we help you?
So I'm just going to read my question. First of all, I want to let you guys know that you keep me company. I drive an hour and a half to and from work every day, and you keep me company every day to and from work.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But all right, I'm going to read this because it's just easier. I'm a 49-year-old female. I've been strength training for years, but about 8 months ago, I started a program geared towards menopausal women to help build muscle and gain some weight. I'm not exactly happy with my results. I feel like I've mostly gained fat instead of muscle. My goal is to build muscle and get stronger, so I've decided to try one of your programs. I bought Muscle Mommy. My question is about sleep. I struggle with sleep since I was a teenager. Even with a sleep neurologist and a lot of medication, I rarely get more than 5 to 6 hours. I work 12-hour shifts and commute, so there simply aren't enough hours to get more than that. Is there any way I can still make progress off of that little bit amount of sleep?
Okay. Now, the reason why you can't get more sleep is because you have issues with sleep, not because you don't have enough time to sleep, right?
Well, no, I don't have enough time. I don't get home till 8:30 at night. So by the time I shower, get in bed, 9:15, I got to get back up at 3.
Damn.
3 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
You're okay. So
You're a beast.
Yeah. The only way to get around this, your best second option would be
Like a
to
nap.
take naps.
Yeah.
That's it.
I
Because
can't nap. I just don't. I don't nap. I don't have time during the day. I work 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
My body does not. I don't nap. Even on weekends, my body just doesn't relax. I don't nap.
When are you actually getting the workouts in?
on Saturdays, Mondays, and Wednesdays. Saturdays I'm off. Mondays I work 8 hours. Wednesdays I work 10 hours.
All right, here we're going to put you on MAPS 15 so you have more time.
Yeah.
And you need to sleep. 5 to 6 hours a night is absolutely detrimental. There's no way around it. There really isn't.
Yeah.
Now, are you drinking caffeine?
I drink by 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's just because I'm tired. Like, I take medication for daytime sleepiness.
What is
because
it?
if not, I fall asleep driving. So I'm on medication for that to keep me awake during the day. But I try to drink it before 10 a.m.
Yeah.
But in order to get me through the day, it's like...
That's why you can't sleep.
Well, I have a lot, like, I also have bipolar depression, anxiety, and OCD. So I take a lot of medication for that too. So I don't know if that has anything to do with my sleep issues, because I do have...
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like I take a lot of medication for sleep, a lot.
Yeah, it might. It definitely might. But the wakefulness stuff. So I'm assuming you're taking something like Adderall during the day to keep you awake.
No, modafinil.
Oh, okay. So modafinil.
Yeah, modafinil.
Yeah, so that plus caffeine will definitely make it hard for you to take a nap.
For sure.
For sure.
It'll be hard to go to sleep.
Yeah. So you know, I would talk to your doctor and say, look, I want to try to be able to take a nap during the day. I need to work with my medication in a way that allows me to do this, because at this point, what you're doing is you're really burning things out, and it's going to be it's not good, just not for your body. It's also not good for your brain. So I would say, hey, look, here's the deal. By the way, I don't know if you know this or the data on this, but the effects of poor sleep on anxiety and OCD and depression are profound. So yeah, so it's
well,
like
I've been listening to you, and now I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would talk to your doctor and say, look, I've seen the studies on poor sleep. I've seen what it does for depression and anxiety and OCD, all the things that I'm struggling with. I need to get more sleep. I would like a schedule, or I'd like to work with my medications in a way to where I'm able to take a nap at least. Okay. And I want to see how that's going to work, and do it slowly. So that would be my advice, to talk to your doctor. As far as exercise is concerned, it's going to be MAPS 15.
Yeah, MAPS 15 is the way to go.
Low
for
volume.
sure. Lisa, is this like just a period of time in your life where you're going to do this job or this shift or this way, or is this like...
Nah, I've been doing this job for 30 years. Like, this is...
shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're an animal.
Yeah, that's rough.
This is my job. This is I don't know when I'm going to leave this job. Like, I love my job. I love being there. Like, it's just, yeah. So I don't know. And like, it's just,
you've been
like, there's no nap during the day. I work all day. There's no nap. I work in the operating room. I'm a surgical tech. There's no napping during the day.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
on my feet all day. So, and then the MAPS 15, I bought it. But like on the days that I work 12-hour shifts, I can't do it. So I'd only be able to do it 4 days a week. Is that enough?
That's okay.
No. That's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah. That's perfectly fine. You just stay on schedule. In other words, when you can work out, I do workout 1. Yes. When I can work out, I work out 2. Oh, I can't work out. Okay, I don't work out. And then the next one is workout 3. Mm-hmm. So you just follow the schedule, and it's not going to look like a perfect week. Does that make sense? You just follow.
I listened to your podcast today where you were telling somebody that. Yeah.
Do that. Follow that. And then talk with your doctor. You work in the medical field, so and sit down with them and say, look, here's the deal. I need to be able to get more sleep. I know its impact on some of my symptoms, but I want to do it in a way that I don't crash out. So I want to do it in a way that's slow and easy, and I want to give myself some time, but I need to be able to at least because that nap during the day could very well be absolutely transformational. Yeah. And it could lead to a lot of alleviation of your symptoms. It definitely could. I'm not saying it will, but it could. But the data on 5 to 6 hours a night of sleep and its connection to all the things that you said are strong. Yeah, it's very strong. In fact, there's a lot of data showing that getting more sleep solves those issues for many people, I should say.
Yeah, when I fall into that 2 to 3 hours, I go into manic episodes and things like that. Wow. But I've been on sleep meds for like 25 years now. Wow. Yeah.
This may take 2 or 3 years of fiddling and going down this process, but you are really burning things out. It's going to make things so difficult for anything fitness or health related. Just very, very difficult.
I'm so impressed with how you sound. You sound so much better than somebody who's only getting that kind of sleep.
You're very resilient.
Yeah.
My therapist does not. She's like, I've never seen anybody.
I was gonna say you are a savage. You are an absolute savage. I can't believe that you sound as full of energy as you are, considering the way you're burning the candle at both, and for how long you've been doing it for. I'm assuming you live like, are you like in the suburbs and you drive into the city? Is that?
Yeah, I live in Regensboro and I drive to Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I get it. And like I said, if you work with them and do it, and the goal is to do it as slow as possible, because obviously with your work, you can't go into a situation where all of a sudden you can't work, or all of a sudden you have, it throws you into depression or manic episode. So a very slow.
It's happened, and I've been out of work for like 3 months at a time.
Yeah,
It's happened.
Yeah. So that's why I say work very closely with them and say, I want to go as slow as possible. And and then just try to nap. So that what it might look like is this. By the way, there's some benefit to laying down with your eyes closed and just trying to nap for 30 minutes. Yeah. There's even benefit to that. So you might not fall asleep, but there is evidence that shows that's even beneficial. And you just practice it, and it's probably going to take a while before it works.
Have you ever tried like any guided meditation or like a Brain FM or anything to kind of listen to?
No, I've been listening to you guys talk about the Brain FM, and the program I'm on is Warrior Babe. And somebody the other day posted that on my page to try the Brain FM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They let you try it for 30 days for free.
I mean, I love that. I love the idea. There's a guided meditation part too that, like, to Sal's point, even if you can't fall asleep, if you just put like an eye mask on, put your feet up in a chair,
and just listen to it
for 20 minutes.
5 minutes.
It is something better than nothing, and attempting that, and then attempting to work with your doctor to slowly peel back on maybe some of the medication would be the ideal situation.
And MAPS 15 is as much as I'd have you do.
Yeah.
And you'll get better results on it. It's what's going to happen.
You will,
Yep.
No muscle mommy?
No, it's too much.
Yeah, it's too much for where you're at.
No.
I love it.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Yeah, because you want to do more.
You're a glutton for punishment.
No, Matt,
you just get the 15 version eventually.
Yeah, no, you'll get stronger. You'll get stronger and get better results with MAPS 15.
Yes, you will.
So you think that's why my progress hasn't been great since I joined this program?
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. Someone like you, less is more for someone like you.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. In fact,
it's an extreme environment.
A very minimalist type of weight training program. Just because you're with that low of sleep, that much work,
it's too much stress.
You're already working out full time. You're already working out. That's work. That's your body. It perceives that as stress, just like lifting weights. And so you're already maxing out all the time. The weight training program needs to be more conducive to your lifestyle, and less is more for you.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry for the bad news.
Hey, listen. Once you start seeing the results, it'll be motivating because you'll know, like, oh my God, I'm stronger.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to feel better. That's what it's going to be like.
Yeah, we want you to
feel better. A little stronger, but I gained 15 pounds in 8 months since I started this program.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
That's a lot. Lisa, are you in our private forum yet?
No, sir.
I'm gonna have Doug put you in there.
Yeah.
That way you got direct contact to us. Okay. So as you go through this process, you talk to your doctor. You got questions, just reach out to us. Just message inside the forum.
Let us help you.
And let us help you through this process. Because like Sal said, if we go the direction we need to go, this is not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to be a slow process and a little bit of trial and error and see what works best for you. But we definitely got to work towards trying to get you more sleep. It's too important.
And even if it doesn't work, I think just trying to nap daily is going to give you some benefit. Because I have a feeling you don't sit still.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
That's right.
I don't even sit to eat lunch. They make fun of me at work. They're like, "Do you ever sit?" I'm like,
of course.
No.
Yeah. Of course you do.
Yeah. So laying down with an eye mask on, listen to Brain FM, even if you don't fall asleep, that's going to benefit you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Will I see anything with this MAPS 15?
You might.
To be 50 next month. I was trying to do a little body transformation and nothing.
You'll get better results with MAPS 15 than anything else.
Yes, that's the right program for you. And Lisa, this is why I'm going to put you in the forum. You got us, okay? So feel free to reach out. You got questions about what's going on or what you feel or what you notice, reach out to us and we'll help guide you through it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I love you guys. You're the best.
All right.
Thank you.
We love
I
you,
like
too.
you too.
Go get some sleep.
Thank you.
See you,
Thank
Lisa.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
You know,
Wow.
by the way, I'm not even going
I
to
feel for
pretend.
her.
I'm not even going to pretend to be able to like help or whatever. She's had doctors obviously work with her for decades. And so the fear may just be like if I were to talk to her doctors, if I were a trainer and I get on the phone, I could imagine them saying something like, yeah, it sounds nice, Sal, but anytime we change anything, it throws her into this episode.
Yeah.
And so it's
We don't know the history.
right. And so oftentimes what we do is we create this dichotomy of like, this is good and this is bad, when in reality it's like, they're both bad. This is just less bad.
Yeah.
So that might be the situation. But there is, I mean, there's data on this, like just sitting there for 20 minutes with your eyes closed.
Speaking to
a
our
tough
profession
case.
and what we are good at, less is more for this person.
100%.
So
bro.
that we can guarantee
Yeah.
and speak to. What I can't
It's
guarantee
the only thing
is
that fits in here.
the medical.
If I was her trainer, this is what it would look like. If I was her trainer, she would come train with me once a week. We would do 2 exercises and the rest would be stretching and mobility.
Yeah.
It would be literally 2 exercises,
based
stretch and mobility.
almost
and,
therapeutic.
And I would trick her into relaxing in the workout. I've done this before.
Yeah.
Where I'm literally like, I'm trying to entertain
Breathing
her.
sessions
That's it.
and
100%.
calming her
My
down.
massage, that whole deal.
Yeah.
Our next caller is Corey from Oklahoma.
What's up, dude?
What's happening?
Hey guys, I got goosebumps right now. This is awesome.
Where are you at? Where are you at right now? You're in a kids club or something. Where are you at?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in a shared workspace.
Okay. I was just
makes
saying,
sense.
I was kind of expecting like foam or something for kids to jump
Yeah,
off.
like the plastic balls go flying by.
So what's happening, dude? How can we help you?
Yeah.
So first of all, thank you guys. You've made such a difference in not only my life, but in me passing it along to my family, not only my kids and my wife, but also my parents. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you,
Love that.
man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Love it.
So some stuff has changed since I submitted my question, but I'll just kind of run through my question and then update you guys on what I've done since. So
Cool.
my health journey started in March of 2023. I'd quit drinking heavily, but still wasn't feeling great. I was around 100 or around 280 pounds, and I'm 5'9". I went to the doctor for TRT because I thought that was my issue, and it was way low. It was like at 152. But I was also, my A1C was in the diabetic range. So that's when I got serious and found a online coaching service or my doctor recommended an online coaching service that just helped me create healthy, sustainable habits. And I started walking and intermittent fasting, and I dropped like 40 pounds doing that. And then I was still kind of like the same shape, just smaller. So that's when I got serious, and I found another online coaching service that focused on building muscle and stuff like that, and dropped another 40 pounds, fell in love with lifting. I was following their programming at that time and all that. So, and then, yeah, my wife and kids started coming along with me and doing the same stuff. And I don't know, I haven't calculated how many pounds we lost in our family. I bet it's close to 200 pounds. So
That's awesome.
Anyways, so I kept cutting until August of 2024. Then I reversed and gained about a half a pound. And I gained about a half pound a week until March of 25. Since then, I've been in a slight cut, but not really losing weight. I've followed MAP since August 2024. I've done anabolic, strong, power lift. And when I wrote in was doing symmetry, which is my favorite of any of your programs. Love it.
Awesome.
Nice.
So even after the reverse, I only got to about 2,500 calories a day. I've been stalled eating 2,000 calories a day, mostly whole foods, 180 grams to 200 grams of protein. And I was tracking with Macro Factor. I've tracked since July of 2023. Part of me says, even if I never get leaner, I'll keep going because everything else in my life has improved, but I'd still like to lose the fluff. I estimate my body fat at 25% and have broken past that. Is this what it looks like, or is there a way to keep progressing? Is this a mental block, metabolic thing? So since then, here's what I've done. I decided to take a break from tracking and transition to intuitive eating. I'm now averaging 2,800 to 3,000 calories a day, still focusing on protein, getting 180 to 200 grams daily, and sticking to mostly whole foods, except for some ice cream here and there. I put on a few pounds, but I feel amazing. My mindset, freedom around food, and overall energy are all better without the constant focus on numbers. Also finished up symmetry, which I absolutely loved, and I'm back in anabolic, restarting the cycle with fresh eyes. So what you got for me. Is this, so chat, I put my photos into chat and it estimated my body fat at 20%. I'd like your input on that, but do I just keep staying the course or?
I would really love to hear. It'd be interesting because I think you made a great decision. Basically, you kind of reverse dieted and you did it in an intuitive way and gave yourself some freedom. That's what I would have said before you told us that's the direction you went. So I think that was a great decision. Be interesting to see where your body fat percentage went from those two. Like, did it decrease while also increasing calories? Because if it did, that was a home run situation. Like if you actually went from 2,000 calories from like a small cut you were doing, went to intuitive eating, had a bunch of freedom around food, actually jumped your calories up to 2,800, and you didn't get fatter, that's a win. If you actually lost even 1% of body fat, huge win. So, and if that's the case, and you think you improved during that time, that means you're more likely heading in the right direction of what your body wants and needs right now.
Corey, let me ask you, how's your A1C now? How's your other blood markers? Everything improve a lot?
So I haven't tested my A1, or I haven't tested my blood markers in 6 months, but yeah, I mean, everything's in healthy levels. I tried going off of PRT for a while.
You're looking great.
Your
pictures are popping up right now for the first time.
You're not 25%.
Bro, you're doing great.
All right, listen.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to tell you this, which I usually don't, which typically I don't say. I don't change anything.
Yeah. You're on point.
No, you're on point, but I'll give you a little bit of advice, okay? Make health the priority, which is what you've been doing. Stay the course on that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the mirror. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about body fat percentage.
Yeah. Because
if you keep getting healthier, which is what you're doing, that mirror, that reflection will continue to change to look healthier.
Yeah.
So don't even look at it, because the second you take your eye off health and you start to focus on the mirror, it's deceptive. It's going to put a big wrench in this whole machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So stay on health. Stay on health, mobility, strength, how I feel, energy, blood markers. Do I feel good? You did the right thing with your diet, by the way, because here's what you did. I'll paraphrase it. I was tracking. The tracking felt unhealthy, so I stopped tracking.
Yep.
So what you're doing is exactly what you need to keep doing. Just stay like that.
I actually think,
thank you.
I think you're probably right around, if not in the Goldilocks zone, where you are having this beautiful exchange of you're building a little bit of muscle, you're losing a little bit of body fat. But the mental fuck of that, because you're not seeing radical change from all the hard work you're doing, that gets to clients. They go, I know I'm putting in the work in, I know I'm making good food choices, but I don't feel like my body's moving fast enough. But the reality is you're actually in the most beautiful spot you can be. But psychologically, I get it. It's we've all been there, and it's the mind fuck. But I'm telling you right now, from an outsider looking in,
huge success.
Huge success.
Yeah,
your transformation is incredible, and you look great.
And you're going to keep progressing.
Yeah,
you're going to keep so long as you keep health at the center. The second it becomes appearance focused, it's gonna mess up the whole thing.
But it's coming, dude, bro. You look great.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you look great.
Yeah.
You've made a radical change, and it's only. I mean, just keep having fun with the workouts, bro.
Yep.
Keep enjoying the MAPS programs and getting strong and eating the way you're eating. Like, you're in a really, really good place.
Yeah, and if you just keep thinking to yourself, like, okay, am I being healthy? Do I feel better? Let that be the compass, and follow that, and then the mirror will follow. It's going to follow. The way you look is going to continue to improve.
Yeah.
But you're doing a great job, bro. I love the fact that I love why you stopped tracking.
Yeah.
Like, tracking can be good or bad, but the reason you said why you stopped is exactly why somebody should stop, is because you're trying to make yourself healthy.
And look how well it served you.
Yep.
It served you perfectly. I mean, you're in a good spot.
Yeah, you're doing
great
good,
calorie intake right now. The balance, it sounds like you got nutrition. Keep prioritizing that protein.
That's it.
Keep lifting those weights and trying to get strong. And you're absolutely on the right track, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Again, just to give you just to put things in perspective, you were on a fast track to diabetes. You were on a fast track to heart disease. You were on a fast track towards a lot of things. You are on a completely different path now.
Yeah.
Completely. So don't change anything, man.
180 shift.
Maybe one thing, a little bit of advice that might be good for you, just to help with the mental battle. I think it'd be worth actually going and getting one of those body fat tests, and then don't check it for 6 months. Like literally just get it done. Go to, we can't even think of some of the names of the ones that they have that do the,
like underwater weighing. Or
that would be great if you get or DEXA. Thank you.
Pod. Okay.
Yeah, DEXA's Bod Pod. Go get a good one done, and just so you have a baseline, and then just put it aside. Keep doing what you're doing for 6 months. Come back 6 months later and just
like some
check up on yourself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had 3 DEXA scans done. The last one was in the first part of 24, and it pissed me off, so I quit doing it.
Well, good. No, that's
okay.
That's fine.
That's
You can refer to it later.
Yeah.
That's fine. Here's the deal about body fat percentage. Okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're healthy and you feel good. And then also, even for how you look, I'll talk about extreme aesthetic focused sport, bodybuilding. Bodybuilders mess this up. They get so caught up on the body fat percentage that they go on stage and look like crap, and the guy with higher body fat, quote unquote, percentage actually beats them. So it doesn't matter unless it's way out of control, which you're fine.
No, and the reason why I suggest or I like it is because it gives somebody like me a really, really good, like let's say you did that, and let's just say, let's play it out, worst case scenario, it comes back and you're not happy with the results. You stayed the same body fat percentage, or maybe you even went up 1% and you've done all this work. It will tell me a lot about a lot of the things that you were potentially doing that you thought were ideal for you that I can adjust and do differently. What happens with a guy like you who's doing a lot of the right things and the DEXA scan doesn't come out, you were actually probably cutting too much. You were that's exactly what happened. And so
looking back, that's what I was.
100%. I know that's what happened to you because I could tell by what you're doing. You were too low a calorie, and what you did was you lost weight, but you also lost muscle. And so then the DEXA scan gives you kind of a shit result because you did all this great work, but that's good information. It's not like a bad thing. It's just like, oh wow, I don't need to restrict my calories this much. In fact, my body's trying to tell me that I'll do better. And you did the right thing by bumping them up, and then I bet you money you'll see a more positive result. And so that's why I like it for that reason. Sal's right. It doesn't mean shit, whatever. But when you're doing all the things you're doing and you're just kind of checking in every 6 months, it could really tell a coach like myself a lot about, yeah, you did a lot of right things, but the thing that we could have done is we could have fed you a lot more than what we did, and that's why we saw what we saw. That's exactly probably what happened. So.
You know what? I'm going to book another one. It's time.
Yeah, and just approach it not as a like a competition with yourself. I need to be a certain. It's like this is just data. I'm just collecting some data right now because let me tell you, I've been doing this for a long time, and I still get DEXA scans that I'm pissed. Where I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so that'll never end, bro. You'll. But that's every time you do it, it's giving you more and more insight on the variables that you're changing, and you'll get sharper and sharper about how you do that. So, but treat it like that.
One of the things that I'm trying to do is that recognize the small things. Like this morning, my wife and I went and took a walk, get back, take a shower, and I'm bending over to tie my shoes, and I just start laughing. I'm like, you know what? It is so cool to be able to bend over and tie my shoes and carry on a conversation with you and keep breathing. Like,
recognize it. It's awesome.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah, God bless.
Considering you don't have a coach who's taking you through this whole process, you're doing all the right things, bro. Yeah. You're doing really good.
So I've had a coach up until about the time that I started doing intuitive eating, and it just bless their hearts, they don't have the same view of the world that you guys do. Yeah. So I think I'm better off just listening to the podcast. Maybe I'll do one of your coaching services at some point.
I was going to say, if you ever consider doing that, we do have coaches underneath us now that all 100% are behind our philosophy. So, but you're doing great. I don't think you need anything right now, but if you ever wanted to turn it up or take it to the next level, you absolutely could reach out. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, I've had a conversation with Kyle, and he's like, "Well, do you want to build muscle or lose body fat?" I'm like, I don't know. He's like, "Well, why are we talking?" It was cool.
All right, man.
Yeah, good stuff, Corey. Right on, man.
Okay, thank you guys.
Take it easy, brother. What a success story.
Yeah.
What a great success
story. I'm so glad he had sent the pictures in.
I know.
Well, it's also good for people to hear this because the whole second guessing thing, it just screws people up. Yep. It's like I'm doing great, and then I'm going to second guess. Yeah. And I do think it's important on a regular basis to reflect because
you need outside eyes.
Yeah, and then you see like, oh yeah, like he just said, that was a big deal. People don't realize that. Like bend over to tie your shoes.
Yeah.
You know, we take that for granted. And so that's a wonderful realization.
I want to point out something that happens to a majority of people, and there's so many people this happens to, that get that DEXA scan and it comes back bad. He didn't move any body, didn't do well at all after he had just done 6 months or a year of dieting and training. That will just take somebody and they're done. Like, why all this work?
Even though they had all this other improvements, all this great
and
stuff.
So, you know, kudos to him to still have the willpower, the discipline to keep moving forward after all the hard work and then seeing a negative result on the DEXA scan. But I can't tell you how common this is. And I'm glad that he knew right away what it was. It was like, this happens a lot where people cut too hard, too fast, and they lose fat. The scale goes down. So they think they're doing such a great job. But what happened was they cut too hard and fast and they lost just as much muscle. And then that on the DEXA scan does not report back good news to you. And then all of a sudden you just throw out everything because you're like, oh, fuck it. But it's like, no, this is good information.
In fact, he said it. Is it my metabolism? Well, your metabolism's good, bro. Yeah. You're healthy.
Yeah.
Our next caller is Robert from Maryland.
What's up, Robert?
What's going on, Robert?
What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Got 2 questions for you.
All right.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for everything that you put out, all the content, all the free information that you put out. It's been helpful to me. I've tried to pass it along to a lot of other people that I know. It's really provided a lot of more knowledge to me than I thought I've known, and I've been trading for 32 years. So thank you.
Love that. Right on, man.
My question is, when I do pull-ups on an overhand or even a neutral grip, I've developed an issue on my left forearm, just about the elbow to halfway down the forearm, to where when I do pull-ups, it hurts. When I do pull-downs, it does irritate. And even just recently, when I've done alternating dumbbell upright rows, it starts to irritate my left forearm. I've tried a couple different things to alleviate it. I stayed away from those exercises to have it not irritate. And my second question is, my right shoulder starts to hurt when I do a bench press, incline bench, overhead press. So I've moved away from barbell work and I've gone to dumbbell work, which seems to help with any kind of those issues.
Where's the shoulder pain? Let's start there.
Yeah.
Where's it hurt? In front of the shoulder?
On the lateral head.
On the lateral head. All right. So probably an issue with your stabilizers, infraspinatus, supraspinatus, maybe a little bit of an impingement issue. Okay. And the forearm is the brachioradialis likely. So at the top of the forearm right here, which does a little bit of pronating and supinating. Okay. So now that we know what the muscles are, why are they hurting and why do they keep hurting? Typically it's because somebody's doing too much. So let's talk about your routine, your workout program. What does that look like?
Well, I know that for pull-ups, I started doing pull-ups late last year for the first time regularly. And I started out at 1 and I've built up to 7. But then of course the problem developed, so I had to stop.
What about
my
everything
workout
else?
routine right now? I just did 2 weeks of the MAPS 15 because I jumped out of the aesthetic. I did 2 weeks of MAPS 15 and I jumped back into phase 3 of aesthetic. But I've lowered the volume as far as sets.
How long have you been, before aesthetic, what'd you do?
I did MAPS 15.
For how long?
For the whole program.
Okay. You're gonna probably need to stay in something a little longer. And I would suggest to see a physical therapist. They're the best with correctional exercise. So I would suggest seeing them to get some correctional exercise and then giving yourself a longer period of time of deload, okay? These sound like overuse type issues. And you need to develop some stability in your shoulder to kind of get rid of that. But if you keep going back to high volume training, it's gonna be very difficult.
Yeah. I do want to give you Prime Pro because the movements most likely your therapist is going to do with you are going to come from there.
Probably be in there.
The most valuable thing that you're going to get from going to see a therapist, because I think we could get to the bottom of this by Prime Pro and Prime.
I mean, it's common. What you're saying is common.
It's very common. And I definitely think we could get to the bottom of this. But the value of the therapist is to have a professional next to you watching you move with intent and cueing you live and going like, oh no, see right there where you start to roll that shoulder around. I want you to depress that, and like that way they can see you in real time, cue your body, and then you know, oh, okay. Then you could take the knowledge that you're getting from the therapist and apply a lot of the stuff that we have in Prime Pro. So I think it's worth at least a visit to go see them. At least
figuring out your range and where, you know, some of those deficits lie, and how we can kind of like get to that point of stress, and then we back off. So it really building up strength, support, and stability around these joints is going to help quite substantially.
So like for your shoulder, you know, what I would do with you is we before we do a set is I would really press down hard on the trap, all the way up and down the trap. I put a lot of pressure there. It's going to hurt, get it to release a little bit. Then we'd go light with the shoulder press, but we'd focus on scapular depression, because what's probably happening is there's a little dysfunction with the scapula and the humerus. It's just causing some impingement.
Wall circles.
And then we would do some mobility stuff like wall circles.
Yeah.
And then same thing. And then with the forearm, we would also do some myofascial release. And then we would also work on, you know, wrist and finger mobility.
Fingers.
If you want the best correctional exercise, are you in our forum?
I'm not.
Okay. I'm going to put you in our forum. I want you to tag Dr. Justin Brink, and then I want you to work with him. Now he's, I see where you're located. He's in where, Utah?
No, he's Idaho.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He can work with you virtually as well.
Though.
Yeah, he does remote.
He'll work with you virtually. He's the best correctional exercise specialist
Hands
I know.
down.
Yeah.
Period, end of story.
Yeah.
Tag him once you get in the forum and set up some appointments with him, and he'll fix you. Like, that guy's a genius when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm on the wait list for a physical therapist now. It's been about 2 weeks, and they said it might be about a month, but I am on the wait list for them.
So Dr. Brink is going to cost money, but he's the best. There's nobody I've worked with physical therapists, and by the way, physical therapists are amazing. I love them. I've never known anybody as good as Dr. Brink.
Yeah.
He's a
Movement
wizard
specialist. Right?
Yeah, like one or two sessions virtually, and you'll get to the bottom.
I'm gonna have Doug send you over our Prime Pro, because there's stuff in there that you can practice and do yourself. That would be good, and you're gonna focus on all the wrist and shoulder stuff. That's the main thing you're gonna focus on, and then get in. We'll put you in the private forum, and then post and tag Dr. Brink, and
so it's Justin Brink.
Yep. And he'll get on it right away.
Yep. So, he's the man with that kind of stuff.
And then whenever it's our people too, he tends to put you to the front of the line.
And just so you know, the two things that you mentioned are super common.
Yep.
So I've worked with that. I've had so many clients with those exact same issues. We fix it, never comes back. So it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yep.
We got this. We'll fix this for sure.
Well, thank you for your advice and everything you do. And don't worry about sending it to me. I'll go on. I support you guys. I'll go on up and I'll pick it up. It's not a problem. Give it to somebody else that maybe has a little more difficult time.
You've already got it.
We already sent it to you, Robert.
Sent it to you.
Don't worry. You're going to have to spend money on Dr. Brink. So just take But we'll send it to you anyway. We already sent it to you.
We already sent it to you, brother.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got it, my friend.
All right, man.
Common.
Yeah. Oh, very.
Very common.
Yeah. Very, very.
I mean, literally. So the problem is,
did he mention what he does for a living? I kept trying to think about that too, in terms of overuse. Like, he's doing a lot of those patterns.
I mean, literally, what it would look like with a client, because that was common, is I'd smash down. It would take me like 10 minutes. Then I'd have them with no weight lift their arm up, but I depress the scapula while they're moving up, and then I'd have them tilt their neck to stretch the
pretty obvious
scalenes.
Compensations.
And then you'd suddenly like no more pain, but then you need to do correctional exercise afterwards.
Yep.
Our next caller is Sam from France.
Hey, welcome back.
How you doing, Sam?
What's up, buddy?
Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
Good. How can we help you?
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. Well, about 3 months ago, you gave me a challenge to stop tracking food and stuff. So I'm here for the update, I guess.
How'd it go?
I did it, so I didn't stumble or revert back to what I was comfortable with. I have to say it wasn't always easy in some sense, but if there's someone that was in my position that tracked for months or years on end, I want to tell him that, or her, that just, even though I don't have the same influence as you guys have on me, to take a break. And I too was reluctant because I didn't want to lose performance or gains or get fat or lose muscle, but it's not that deep. And I understood that it was for the better. And since I was pretty much addicted to tracking and seeing my body change, I can tell you that I didn't lose anything, and that I became much healthier. I guess that's even though that's a bit yeah, that's not that doesn't say as much, but I gained muscle actually and performance, and it was as a byproduct to focus on being healthier and focusing on my sleep, and I'm not some genetic freak or some athlete child or something like that. I'm a normal guy that just likes to lift weights, and that went from hating some part of my body to changing it and to wanting to take care of myself. So I can thank you for that. And as for the specifics, at the beginning I cheated a little, so I just ate the same as I ate before. But
Predictable.
after a few weeks, yeah. But I didn't binge or anything. I just like, yeah, it was like cheating in a sense because that's not real life.
You already knew.
I
You already
ate
knew the
same
calories.
stuff, and but I have to say, before you gave me this challenge, what I did was I used to, when I had something on my plate, I had to finish it. You know, and I heard a lot, it a lot of on the podcast, like this bad habit to like you have to finish your plate and everything. It's not from my parents or anything because they are not like that. But I had this thing in mind that I had to finish my plate and stuff like that. So now I don't have a problem to like Tupperware it for the next day or something like that. I experimented more with fasting, and even though I still thought a lot about food and what I was going to eat next, even right after a meal, I try to listen to my body more, and I never slept better. I don't know if it's the change in programming or the less stress about food or stuff like that, but really, sleep was always a weak point of mine. I always gave myself 9 hours in bed, but I couldn't sleep more than 7.5, and now I get more than eight and a half. So it's like really life changing in a sense. I tracked sleep, as I said. I tracked steps a little, but I was also less obsessive on steps. Beforehand, I had to like I checked my Fitbit just like that every few seconds, and now I just get my steps. I stay active, and I try to move a little to just stay healthy and stuff. And I won't say it was always easy, as I said, because I'm reading off my notes right now because I had to write it to get a clear picture of what I had to go through. But I still have problems with the way I look at myself and my self-esteem. That's like I relate it to my leanness, how my abs pop, how do I have low handles or stuff like that. And even though objectively I'm not fat, it's always like a weak point of mine. But with the help I got, of course, you guys do. You have I don't know if you realize I guess you do because of all the colors, but the influence you have on young men like me and young women, that can't be understated. I think you I don't know if you do realize how much of an influencer, how better you make our lives feel. And from your thanks to your accountability and help from my family and friends, I realized that I wasn't my body, and I deserve to be loved and to love myself. So, and taking care of myself in a true sense, like trying to live what I preach, because I want to become eventually someone that helps people to do the same stuff I am doing right now, and help others with their physical body and their mental health and stuff like that. Just feeling love and care from myself first in the first place, and then from others. That's really made an impact in my life. So I don't know if I can thank you enough.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you, Sam.
Sam, good job, my
amazing,
friend.
dude.
Yeah.
Good job, man. That's great. Most attractive thing about you is your confidence now. How do you feel? Mentally, you must feel so different.
Yeah, it was actually, I don't know if I think it was because of your influence, because it just dropped. I dropped the tracking. I didn't open Pat Secret ever since. I didn't look at the back of the labels. I just ate. Like at the beginning, it was not intuitive because I was doing the same thing. But then in the last few weeks, I just experimented with some other foods. I experimented with less more fat, less carbs, stuff like that. I just listened to my body, what it told me, and I'm trying to I'm listening to your most recent episodes, and it's like so different from the I'm at the 300, 350 range right now, of your episodes. It's like so different. You guys, you're really different, but you're really much the same in a sense. It's not easy to. It was more about fasting and less protein at the time, and I'm very happy I got to witness all of that and to go even more in the because even in the 350 range you were still like trying to censor a bit yourself to not to appear too harsh, and I heard that the really first ones were really like really bad, so I can't wait to listen to those ones. But really it's interesting because I get to see your perspective from 10 years ago and now your perspective right now with faith, with religion, with relationship to your body and to food. So being confident and knowing that it's like supposed to help and improve my life and not like take away from it. That's if I didn't discover you, and I don't know how I discovered you guys, if I didn't, I think I would still be like going to failure 7 days a week and not eating enough, and it would maybe eventually I would have found the truth, but maybe I would have burned out or injured myself. So you guys have me in a true sense.
Thank you. That's very encouraging.
That's awesome,
it's a
Sam.
journey. It's a journey, Sam.
Doing great, bro.
It's a journey for all of us.
Doing so good.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming back on, man. That's gonna help a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that story.
I hope so. Do you have a small, a minute to ask another question?
Let's hear it.
Yeah. So so as I said, I want to become like a coach or a personal trainer, and I'm going to change degrees in a few months. And in this degree, it's like the French. I have to do like 2 or 3 years to become to have the accreditation to become a personal trainer. And in this degree, I'm going to do about 3 to 4 hours of like endurance sports and stuff like that, and maybe a bit of explosive stuff. So I wanted to ask you if you would think I'd need to change my programming. I'm doing symmetry right now, and if I should do performance or performance 15, performance advanced, or stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to send you all 3 because you're in school right now, and it's going to be good for you to learn from them.
Yeah,
you got
it's really kind of you, but I already have them.
You're good man. Yes, I think they're all valuable. Yeah. Definitely. So start with MAPS Performance, and then go into MAPS 15 Performance, and then MAPS 15 Advanced is going to teach you a lot about really training athletes.
Okay, so performance, then performance 15, and then performance advanced.
Yep.
When are you gonna when are you, because you said you're gonna be starting to be doing, are you gonna be doing like endurance? What are you doing? Like,
this is for his education.
No, he's actually gonna be doing physical activity.
Yeah, I think that's part of his education.
So in the curriculum we have 2 different courses. One is going to be in the first semester athleticism, so it's like a 100-meter run and a 1K. And the other is, I think, team sports. And then in the second semester, I'm going to have strength training, so that I already know about. And what again? Athleticism. No, not athleticism. Sorry. What do the guys with the rings do again? I don't remember.
Oh, gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
Gymnastics, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Awesome. Yeah, you're good.
You're good, dude.
Yep.
That's a cool course. Yeah,
very cool course. Keep us updated, Sam, and then when the time comes, get you inside of our course to help you for becoming a personal trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'll become.
I'm already in it.
You're already in it.
We need international trainers.
We do. We need representation for sure.
I said we need international trainers. So when you're done, give us a call.
You'd be our MINDPUMP France.
Oh man, I would so much like to do that.
Yeah. Well, stay.
About that, do you have any resources that I could follow? Some Instagram accounts that I already follow your friend Jordan Sayat and people like that, but I don't know if you have any more.
We have a trainer one.
Good.
Yeah, MINDPUMP trainers.
MINDPUMP trainers.
Yeah, MINDPUMP trainers.
That I do follow.
Oh, good. You're good, bro.
You're good, dude.
Sam, go enjoy your class. Learn a lot. Have fun.
Yep.
You're on the right track.
Good job, dude.
Yep. Stay close to us. Keep us updated. All right. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You got it.
Great job.
So that I didn't realize that. So it sounds like in France, he said it's a 2-year degree to become a personal trainer, something like that.
Yeah.
And And it sounds like they put you through, like you actually have to go and compete.
It's awesome.
Cool little curriculum.
It's interesting.
Together,
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's
awesome.
Yeah, I'm very interested in seeing what that looks like. What great feedback.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's doing a great job. I love it. He feels free. You can tell. I remember him from
Getting
the
more
first call.
sleep too as a result.
I remember that first call.
so
You could
great.
tell he was pained, you know, and was anxious over the whole
Tortured
thing.
by it.
Totally different. It's amazing. All right, I know you liked that episode. If you did, check this one out. One of the keys to fat loss is protein. It's true. If you're not eating a high protein diet, you're not going to burn as much body fat as you can. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about the smartest ways to use protein for fat burn and to build muscle. You got to watch this.
I wish I understood this earlier in my career. I think it was probably almost 10 years in when I started to just focus on this with clients.
I knew it was important,
Yeah.
but I don't know how important.
Yeah, I knew it was important, but I also didn't